This is the view from Lookout Point. Displaying the glory of God's creation by exploring America one park at a time. Welcome to Parking Full Time with Big Dave, the parks professor. Welcome back to Parking Full Time. I am Big Dave, the parks professor. We are at Clifty Falls State Park. We are in southern Indiana. The Ohio River is about 4 miles south of here. Today is Thursday, October the 24th. And the temperature right now is a chilly early morning, 45 degrees. But it is a beautiful morning here in Madison, Indiana. There are many difficult trails at this park. And the hike we're going to do today is we're going to hike trail number 7. Trail number 7 is actually one of the easier trails at this park, but it's also one of the more scenic. It passes two pretty good sized waterfalls, Clifty Falls and Little Clifty Falls. Has a couple of other interesting features and interesting viewpoints as well. I'm not sure how good the waterfalls are going to be today. It's been pretty dry around here recently. But we're going to do the loop around trail number 7. We're going to check out the waterfalls, and we'll find out. We're only a few minutes in. And on one hand, you can look around this ravine, this first ravine that we're going around, and you can see why they call this area Clifty Falls. There are some big, beautiful cliffs around here. On the other hand, when you look at the water levels in the creek there, my concerns about the dryness they do appear to be warranted. That would be a pretty nice waterfall if there was enough water, but not today. There's also some nice parkitecture here in this park. You can't see it from here, but through those trees right there, there's an old stone arch bridge. Many of these the bridges and structures here date to the 1920s and 1930s. Indiana doesn't have a lot of state parks, but the ones they do have are really good. So we only come a short way so far. We'll keep going around trail number 7. We're about 15 minutes in, and we've come to a trail intersection. Now, eventually we're going to turn to the right here. And we're going to go down those stairs, and that'll take us over to close-up views of both Little Clifty Falls and Big Clifty Falls. And that's the continuation of trail number 7. We're going to go that way. But this direction here also takes us to a different kind of view. And so we're going to take a little side trip and go this direction up to the other view first. We've come uphill somewhat. And that has led us to this view. This is the view from Lookout Point. This point looks across the upper end of Big Clifty Creek's gorge. You're supposed to be able to see Big Clifty Falls up at the head of the gorge from here. Although, with the water volumes as low as they are today, that doesn't seem to be the case. The leaf color is absolutely gorgeous. This is probably peak leaf color this week here in southern Indiana. Now, the spur trail from trail number 7 ends here. There is another trail that continues off to the left. That is trail number 6. And it's an interesting trail. It leads to a couple of other picnic shelters. But we're not going to go that way. We are going to head back down the spur trail and then continue around the loop portion of trail number 7. We've come down the wooden stairs, and for whatever it's worth, this is Little Clifty Falls. It's more of a drip right now. This waterfall wouldn't be so little if it had enough water, but it is what it is for now. There are some beautiful rock cliffs around here. We came down some wooden steps to get down here. So now we're going to have to walk across that bridge over the creek and then climb up those wooden steps to continue. We're working our way back up out of the gorge, and we have reached this interesting shaped slump block. This is known as Cake Rock. And you can kind of see why. It's really layered. The layers in that probably sandstone are really obvious. And therefore it looks kind of like a piece of birthday cake. So that's interesting. Some other nice slump blocks around here as well. So I thought that was interesting. The leaf color is really nice today. It's probably roughly peak leaf color down here in southern Indiana this week. And so we got a little ways to go to get over to the close overlook of Big Clifty Falls. And that's where we'll head next. We came a little bit further up and down some stairs. And that led to this view. This is Big Clifty Falls. And as expected, there's a little bit of water, but not a lot of water in this waterfall either today. It is an interesting observation area here. Let me pan over. Actually, let me zoom out first. Then I'll pan over. That's my backpack and staff right over there. It's a very interesting area. These waterfalls are they have a lot more water volume in the spring. And I have been here in the spring, and the waterfalls are much nicer in the spring, but the leaves are much nicer in the fall. We only have a few stairs to climb to get back to the parking area. And so at this point I want to thank you for watching. Parking full time would not be anything without the people who watch. I realize that every day, and I thank you every day. Also, as a reminder, I do not make any monetary compensation for anything that I do for this project. I took a vow to do that many years ago, and I have maintained that vow. And so all I get for making these videos and writing these blog entries are your likes, your subscribes, your views, and your comments. And I do appreciate all of those things. We'll pan down the canyon one more time. And I'm going to close this video. So until next time, from Clifty Falls State Park in Madison, Indiana, I am Big Dave, the Parks Professor for Parking Full Time. Have a great afternoon. Take care. And Lord bless.